Catwoman is a popular character who appears in various American comic books published by DC Comics. This character mostly appears with Batman in comics and television series. The character first appeared as the Cat in Batman, 1940. She is also one of the most enduring enemies of the Dark Knight. Nevertheless, the character has also been depicted as an anti-heroine and became Batman's best-known love interest, with many stories depicting their complex love-hate relationship. So, welcome back to Evo Chronicles, where we showcase the evolution of movies, video games, and famous characters. And today's video is focused on the evolution of the very famous DC character that is Catwoman. Describing what Catwoman is, she is a Gotham City burglar who often wears a tight one-piece outfit and uses a bullwhip as a weapon. Interestingly, she was initially characterized as a supervillain and an adversary of Batman. But later, she was also portrayed as an anti-heroine, which gave a new twist to her appearance. It is equally interesting to know more about the story of how this character was formed. Batman co-creator Bob Kane was always a movie fan, and it is his love for movies that provided the creation of characters such as Batman and then Catwoman. Apart from this, he was also inspired by actresses like Jean Harlow, Hedy Lamarr, and his cousin Ruth Steele. Kane and Finger had decided to give the comics a sex appeal. They also thought that there was a strong need to have a character who could attract and appeal to the female readers. So they finally created a friendly foe who committed crimes, but was also a romantic interest in Batman's rather sterile life. Catwoman, then known as the Cat, appeared in Batman 1, spring 1940, as a mysterious thief and jewel thief, and at the end of the story, a young, charming, unnamed female. I made it clear that there is no name. She dressed up in her history as an old woman and was hired to commit an invasion. Even though she doesn't wear her iconic cat suit, the story establishes her core personality as a femme fatale that upsets and attracts Batman. She then appears in Batman number 2, a story that includes the Joker, but eventually Batman escapes. In Batman number 3, she can wear a fur mask and escape from Batman again. Batman number 62, December 1950, reveals that Catwoman was a memory loss flight attendant who turned to crime after being hit in the head in a surviving plane crash. She reveals this in the Batcave after being hit in the head by debris while Batman is rescuing her and chasing her. However, in The Brave and the Bold, number 197, April 1983, she later admits that she created a story of amnesia because she wanted a way out of her former criminal life. She reformed for several years and helped Batman in Batman number 65, June 1951, and Batman number 69, February 1952, after the newspaper published an article about Batman's past adventures. Detective Comics number 203 in 1954 decided to return to the criminal life in January of the year. Some scammers make fun of it. Catwoman reappears as a criminal in Batman number 84, June 1954, and Detective Comics number 211, September 1954, the last two appearances. This is mainly due to the possibility of violating the rules of code authority for evolving comic books for portraying female characters, which began in 1954. In the 1970s comics, a series of stories set in Earth 2, a parallel Earth retroactively declared to be the home of the DC Golden Age character, was written by Serena in the 1950s, after Batman event number 69. He was married to Bruce Wayne, who revealed that he had found himself in the world. Shortly thereafter, she gave birth to the only child of the couple, Huntress Wayne Slayer. Brave and the Bold, number 197, April 1983, deals with the origin of Catwoman from the Golden Age given in Batman number 62, after revealing that Serena did not suffer from memory loss. Serena Kyle was found to have had a bad marriage, and she eventually decided to quit her husband. But her husband kept her jewels in his private vault, and she had to break into it to find it. Serena enjoyed the experience so much that she decided to become a professionally dressed thief, and she began her career in meeting Batman many times. Catwoman made her first Silver Age look in Superman's Girlfriend, Lois Lane, number 70 through 71, November through December 1966. Afterward, she endured to make appearances throughout the diverse Batman comics. Several testimonies with Inside the 1970s featured Catwoman committing murder, something that neither the Earth 1 nor Earth 2 variations of her could ever do. This model of Catwoman became later assigned to the Change International of Earth B, a changed Earth that blanketed testimonies that couldn't be taken into consideration canonical on Earth 1 or Earth 2. The 1989 Catwoman Confined series, written via way of means of Mindy Newell and with artwork via way means of J.J. Birch, extended upon Miller's Year 1 origin. This storyline, recognized as Her Sister's Keeper, explores Serena's childhood as a dominatrix and the beginning of her profession as Catwoman. The tale culminates with Selina's former pimp, Stan, abducting and beating her sister Maggie, who, in evaluation to Selina, is a nun. Selina kills Stan to save her sister and gets away with it. Most of that is discovered within the former series, however it's extended upon in Her Sister's Keeper. Catwoman, Volume 2, Number 69, provides details about Serena's childhood and ignores Maggie's presence. Maria Kyle is a distant mother who likes to spend time with cats and commits suicide when Serena's very young. Brian, her alcoholic father, is cold-hearted to Serena because she resembles her mother. Serena was stuck on the street for a while to survive, first sent to an orphanage and then to a juvenile training school. Serena has begun to see how tough the world really is. Now, in the story of Catwoman Year 1, Serena, as an adult, has had some success as a thief. However, after a catastrophic invasion, she accepts the offer to stay deep as the ruler of a prostitute named Stan. They plan to trick men into leaking information that could be used in future crimes. Catwoman also appears in the Batman NIGHTFALL story. There, Bane's minions are approaching while she's robbing her home. Bane asks her to work for him, but she refuses because she's turned back by the criminal. Later in the story, she flies with Bruce Wayne for a flight to Santa Prisca. She then appears in Batman, the story of Azrael's Night Quest, dressed as Batman. She's then one of the few who recognizes that this Batman is a cheat, and will be there later when the real Batman returns to rap while fighting his successor. His willingness to save even criminals confirms his identity to Serena. In 1993, Catwoman received her first ongoing comic series. Written by many writers, but primarily by Jim Valent, this series generally portrays characters as international thieves, and occasionally bounty hunters, with ambiguous moral norms. Catwoman then appears in a series of backup stories from Detective Comics number 759 through 762, August through November 2001. In the backup story, Catwoman's Trajectory, by writer Ed Brubaker and artist Darwin Cook, private detective Sam Bradley seeks to find out what really happened to Serena Kyle. This plot leads to the latest Catwoman series in late 2001, first written by Brubaker and Cook, and later by artist Cameron Stewart. In this series, Serena Kyle becomes the protector of Gotham's East End, pursuing an ambitious career as a facade climber, along with new supporting characters Holly and Slam Bradley, characters of the early Golden Age DC comics. During Batman's conspiracy, Hash, Batman, and Catwoman easily work together and have a romantic relationship where he reveals to her his true identity. When he suspects they came from Riddler and Hash, he ends up breaking their relationship. If we are to talk about her appearance in cartoons, then it's to note that she first appeared in the cartoon The Adventures of Batman in the year 1968. She was also spotted in The New Adventures of Batman in the year 1977. She's then seen getting romantic with Batman in the cartoon show Batman the Animated Series in 1992. Then, Batman and Catwoman are again seen getting cozy in the new Batman Adventures in 1997. She's seen talking about some jewels with a girl in Gotham Girls in the year 2000. The very recent appearance of Catwoman in cartoons is in Batman Gotham by Gaslight, which is a modern representation of her character. Now let us look at the evolution of Catwoman in films and TV series. Batman was the first feature picture to contain a Catwoman adaptation, released shortly after the first season of the 1966 television series of the same name. When it became clear that Julie Newmar would be unavailable owing to prior commitments, the producers cast Lee Merriweather to play the part. Michelle Pfeiffer plays Catwoman in the 1992 feature film Batman Returns. The character was recreated by Daniel Waters and is based on Selina Kyle from Catwoman, Her Sister's Keeper. Originally, Annette Bening was cast in the role, but she had to step out due to pregnancy. The feature film Catwoman was released in 2004. Catwoman in this film, played by Halle Berry, bears little similarity to the comic book incarnation. Berry plays Patience Phillips, a graphic designer and artist who works for Heder Beauty, a cosmetics firm that is about to release a new skin treatment called Bowline that can cure the effects of aging. Anne Hathaway plays Selina Kyle in The Dark Knight Rises 2012. This version is described by Entertainment Weekly as an enigma, a clever and witty con artist as well as a high society thief. She is portrayed as a femme fatale anti-heroine whose activities frequently cross ethical lines, akin to her comic book representation. Gotham is an American crime drama television series created by Bruno Heller and produced by Warner Brothers Television. The character Cat in this series is a morally ambiguous thief who becomes an ally and later love interest of Bruce Wayne. It is based on characters from the Batman mythos as depicted in DC Comics' Batman comic books. The series ran on Fox for 5 seasons, from September 22, 2014 to April 25, 2019, with a total of 100 episodes. Ben McKenzie as James Gordon, Donald Logue as Harvey Bullock, and David Mazouz as Bruce Wayne are among the ensemble cast members. Following the assassination of Bruce's parents, the show chronicles Gordon's early days at the Gotham City Police Department, as well as the origin stories of Batman's famed rogues gallery. In October 2021, it was announced that Zoe Kravitz would resume her role as Catwoman in the 2022 film The Batman. The role was also auditioned for by Zazie Beetz, Alicia Vikander, Ana de Armas, Ella Balinski, and Isa Gonzalez. So, are you really excited to see Catwoman in the new Batman movie? Well, this is all for today's video. We hope you liked the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Evo Chronicles and hit that notification bell so you can always be notified by our regular uploads.